Hi beautifuls, welcome back to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium, twin flame coach. I cover astrology, moon energy and personal development. If you do want to come join us in the members hub, we have private twin flame questions in there. No super chat required. And yes, monthly I come to you live, and during those sessions you're able to ask quick super chat questions. Now for this video, we're going to tune into your psychic energy, connecting into your love interest, any blockages or the unexpected that can come up. So please stay tuned, because this 2 weeks is set to be very, very interesting and pivotal. Love and light, guys. Let's get into the energy. Okay, beautiful Cancer, we're here to do your end of March read, moving into April to get you well and truly prepared. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium as well as a twin flame coach. I come to you live every Friday, and if I can't be there, I do post in the community and it will be an upload. If you need a booking, link below. Let's get into the energy. Now, I don't know why, Cancer, but I find your reading, as soon as I was pulling the cards, the energy that was coming through was a little bit facetious. And something to do with karma, and probably because we're going to have that full moon in Libra. I don't know why it's coming up, that it's almost like, number one, you're wanting a holiday. Number two, you're needing to recoup, and you don't want no white noise, and you're killing them with kindness. Now, I've got to see what this is in relation to, because as I pulled the cards, I started laughing, and I thought, what is this energy? Now, we do have Aries in Chiron, the wounded healer, activating a lot of placements for us at the moment. But I'm going to briefly look at your chart to interpret this, but do look at your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, because this is more psychic than anything. But those of you from the very position of the astrology that I'm mentioning, listen to the video that it relates to sun, moon, rising. Otherwise, for the energy of the psychic downloads, look at the Venus as well. Now, with your chart, let's have a quick look at your chart. Okay, something to do with a family-related dynamic. You might have had, you're trying to look at the funny side of things. I'm also feeling you've been working extremely hard, and you're really going to get paid off for all that hard work that you're putting in. Now, I do feel spiritually, you feel you've dodged a proverbial... Let's get into the energy. Number one, Pisces season, Pisces energy we're moving through. Sorry for the bounce of the table. With your chart was connecting into 9th house of wanting to have a bit of a holiday, looking at your value systems, maybe wanting to take a relationship to the next level. And definitely a lot of decisions are going to be made in relation to spiritual connections next month. And they're already kicking off now. So cognitively, many of you have been like tuning into realities, tuning into paradigms and connections and what they mean, and what your faith is. Now, something in your life has returned your reconnection to it, and it's more to do with the direction of where you're going. Now, I feel, in the old version of you, maybe you were feeling there was no point because you poured a lot of energy into circumstances and relationships, and you didn't get something great out of it. And so psychologically, you may have formed a belief that there was no point in doing such, because no matter what you were doing, it was never enough. Now, I feel something is returning that faith to you, and you're looking at it. And this can be a soul connection. It can be a twin flame. And you're sort of looking at it like, that in the past was to the left, right? Song of the Wild. It's like it was a whole lot of song and dances, and you were waiting for the leprechaun, the proverbial leprechaun at the end of that rainbow. Now, I feel you guys have located it. Number one, it's been inside your soul. Number two, it's with the spiritual connection. And you are very much leaving the past behind. You're like, the past is the past. Let's have that reset. And I do feel you've moved away from communicating from or to particular individuals in relation to what your feelings are with it. Now, this separation and what you previously believed was based on a previous circumstance. Okay? Now, this could have been a fling that turned into more. And this can be the cross watchers energy as well, because it's the energy surrounding Cancer. So it's either coming through relating to your partner, or coming through in relation to your past, but it can be both because we do mirror. So, if there was something that ended up being not so great and it was never meant to be more, and then it ended up more, and then it didn't feel spiritual to you, something in that's transforming. Your values are changing, and there's a shift in the spiritual connection. Now, I do see this as a very positive kind of change for you guys. And some of you, I'm going to pull a chakra card because I'm feeling communication. I do feel there's value systems with the full moon in Libra. There could be an imbalance relating to family, and maybe psychologically you're leaving that behind you. And there also can be changes on the home front and your daily routine. Some of you are gearing up ready to have a holiday. You're trying to tie those loose ends up on the work front. And you're really needing to get connected with nature. You're like, I'm going to get connected with nature. I need a holiday from my obligations, both work, your schedule. And I think it's that recuperation that's going to really re-energize you. Because your mind's going mad. You're like, look, I need a holiday. This Pisces energy has made you feel a bit fatigued. With some of you, this can be a holiday with your love interest. This can be moving towards and traveling towards your love interest. But I feel many of you are leaving one chapter behind and moving towards another. But there's a bit of white noise coming through with that. Let's pull a chakra for them. Okay, they may be very strong in their viewpoint that they want to know what the devil's going on. They're like, okay, what's going on here? Why aren't you doing what I need you to do? Let's have a look why. I feel you're being very private. I feel you're wanting to go off the grid. They can be very outspoken, very controlling. And really, doing things that are a little bit irresponsible. Why? Because they want to have their happy outcome, but they're not actually considering what yours is. Let's see. What is this? What is this? And usually we go on to this in the extension, but it's the first thing coming up. So we'll look at it. It's due to a separation because you moved yourself away from individuals. Also, for those of you, if it is coming down to work and you're clearing up that, and this is they're giving me the download, so I'll just plop it in there straight away. Some things are going to go down, and your value in the workplace is going to go up. So if suddenly you've been the go-to person, this small holiday you're going to have is really going to show them directly what you're worth. So I do see this month of April coming up for you guys, even though this is the end of this month we're doing. I'm seeing moving into April, if you are having a little mini holiday, believe me, they're really going to see your worth. And it's almost like, gee, with you, not here, we see the difference, the art of appreciation. However, with energies of the past trying to hold you back, and you've kind of dissolved that and you're moving forward, there is this pull back, but I don't think you're going to be available for communication. They're trying to snoop. This could be a private investigator. But, it was a lot of pushiness, in the background. Many of you may have felt quite manipulated. And, some of the wounds can be coming up to do with that, and sort of looking at it like, really, that wasn't a healthy situation. But you're sort of giving it to universe. You're like, God bless sort of thing. Give it to universe and, hope that it kind of resolves itself. Let's see what this is, please. Some of you may be looking at... This is weird. I'll pull separate cards for that. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, you're not waiting anymore. You're moving forward. You tried. Cancerians innately are the most giving energies. So when you're in a connection, a job, a tribe, you will give 100% to the point, a little bit like Count Dracula, till you got your lost drop in the vial. Then we can get quite resentful energetically. Good gosh, why did we do that? Why didn't the people appreciate us? This, I do feel psychologically, is what many of you may have been going through. And then the art of appreciation, like, okay, that doesn't balance me. So a lot of times when you guys are going through a spiritual healing stage, you start to become extremely successful when you're alone, and you kind of equate that to... You're not destined for relationships, and it's really not true. It's more, you shouldn't need to fight with that of what resonates. It's team. There's no I in team. So the reasons those situations don't work is because we attract quite codependent energies that bleed us dry. Where you've come to is actually realizing that wound. And I'm telling you, these individuals, it was hard for you to come to terms with, but you're seeing the light in that it's your saving grace, and it is your tool for life now, that you won't accept anything lower than equality. Okay, let's see. Some of you have used children to manipulate you. They have used family conditioning. It might have been your values. You might have wounds connecting to what your role is in life. Again, this can be co-creative endeavors. Every time you start, something goes pear-shaped. But I feel this is a new energy coming through. And especially because you have the full moon in Libra, you could have communication coming in. But I do feel, and I'm going to pull a separate card. Let me see which deck. Because I do feel with injustices relating to family karmics, and I will go into that in the extension if you do wish to join us after. I do feel for you guys, for some reason, DNA and children is coming up. Why? I have no idea. But because it's a full moon, any imbalance and injustice, you may be seeking more information in relation to this to see if it's actually true. Okay. Which deck am I going to use? Do I pull a chakra card? I don't think I need to. Okay. It's over here. I know why. The outcome card. Now, there may have been, for some of you, and this could be either your love interest or it could be you, Cancer. There may have been, let's look at the crowning energy. Player energy in the connection. People going outside the connection. And this is going to be addressed head on. When it comes to this. Okay? If one of you are dealing with that, it may be coming up near this full moon in Libra. This can be that you move towards addressing that, or information comes in. It can be gossip, because we do have Mars and Gemini, and it may cause conflict. But because you know this already, because you're moving towards it to address it head on, feeling, and I'll context it in other contexts for those of you that don't have this going on, but for some of you, this is one situation that can potentially be playing out. So these arguments are going to be dealt with head on. But it also can be due to the fact that it's being so to do with family. You know, for those of you that it's not children, it could be a family-related dynamic, a home-related dynamic, needing to have a break, working too hard, and just wanting to get away from the hustle and bustle and get connected to nature. Some of you, there can be travel on the cards. Yeah, it's like returning to innocence and getting into that sweetheart vibe. And I do feel you're really going to be very selective about you know, who you are around. Now, some of you, the ones that have karmic and child connected, it is connected to one in particular, and I do feel it's a female child. Female child. All right, problematic. Okay, full moon in Libra. I'm telling you, judgment energy. A situation coming to a head. Knowing that has been playing on your mind, addressing the devil in the detail and bringing it to a close, coming to terms with things. For those of you where it's merely a family related dynamic and needing a break and having a bit of a holiday, it still is playing it in a very positive way, that you're going to have a psychological holiday and you're going to feel very re-energized, and I do feel a lot of abundance coming through. And this is where you return to that Cancerian kind of energy, and you can have a lot more with Mars being in Gemini. As we move towards the end of the month, we're having Mars in Cancer. Now, you mustn't be too hard on yourself. You may feel more energized and you might feel more yourself. You may also be very, very direct and assertive when it comes to people pushing your buttons. But I do feel many of you are being very educated and rational. You're gaining information, and you're moving away from people that don't bring you bliss. I don't feel you care if people don't understand what your needs are, because I feel you've really come to terms with how you feel to do with yourself. And I do feel what you're wanting to offer is all your energy into things that make you passionate, including a love interest. Okay, you see the value in this individual. Now, you don't even have to be with this person right now, but I do feel this is how you are coming through, that you're very focused on really giving energy to this because it's reciprocal. Now, this situation here is the outcome. You already knew this. Now you're investigating. Okay, who this individual is, what they are, and you've come to terms with it. We will go into the extension to see what this karmic energy is, what this research and this full moon in Libra is going to bring. Because for some of you, I do feel you're not necessarily that it's going to bring justice in, but information is going to be power. And it's not a power struggle. It's a balancing of the scales. Now, I will look at how your romantic interest is reacting, how your getaway is getting, and what this is meaning. This could also be a work contract coming and a situation moving in your favor. Join us in the members zone and come and have a look. Otherwise, do look at your sun, moon, rising and Venus, because you may be getting messages there. Stay tuned for these last messages, and I will see you next week and live on Friday. Thanks for joining us. If you do want the extension read, it is in the link directly below in the box. Also, all the booking information is there. Please subscribe if you do want to have current updates relating to astrology, moon energy, twin flame path. I do have super chats, so if you do feel you can't afford a reading, you can jump through and have a question during the sessions, as well as if you haven't joined my website, please do, because I do put up notifications relating to when I'm coming live, any events coming up and specials. Take care. I will see you later. Have a great week.